This is Pevensey Castle, which was originally built by the Romans and then modified, I suppose, adapted by the Normans, who used the castle walls and built themselves a keep inside. So here we are going through the Roman gate. And there's the Norman castle. There's the beautiful Roman gate. And we've come here to look at two plants. One of them is pellitory of the wall, which grows profusely on these Roman walls, and the other one is a lime flower tree growing in the local churchyard. Actually, in the church that was built, the very first Norman church built in England, in a little village called West Ham. Specifically to look at two plants today. Keep your eyes open as we're walking around, because there's usually some really interesting things to see, apart from the castle, which is really beautiful. Also, whilst we're here, I've got to apologise for the wind noise, which I can do nothing about, but we have had a problem with the videos that we've been taking with the wind. So bear with us, and I hope that the sound is good enough for you to get the gist of what I am saying. So come on, let's go have a look. Have a look along the walls of the castle, and you can see, apart from the ivy growing up it, you can see elderflower growing all along the walls. And closer to home here, or closer to us, we've got some Alexanders here. These are Alexanders. We've got loads of nettle growing. What else is there? That's pretty much it in this area. Because they madly used to flail their joints with them, and when they got stung, the circulation would improve to the joint because it was all inflamed, and that is what warmed their joints up. Though I guess they were a little bit mad, the Romans, but nettles are such wonderful plants, and because again they are a plant that rob all the nutrition from the soil, they are very, very nutritious plants. They're very high in iron and very high in vitamin C, and they are one of the first plants that grow in the spring, and the ancients would have used them as a food, as a spring food, to boost their nutrition levels. We're now approaching the west gate of the old Roman fort, and as we approach it, please look at the stonework in the wall. The walls were very, very thick. I think this stonework is so beautiful. It's all flint, of course, locally dug flint, and I love the way the Romans have built this. It's layers of flint and then layers of tile, which I guess was natural damp proofing, a natural damp course, and then growing up on the wall there is red valerian, which is not the medicinal plant, but is now a garden plant and grows everywhere in this area. Down there is the pellitory growing, but I'll come back and show you a better bit of pellitory on another wall. So here we are at the village of West Ham, and on our left here is the very first Norman church built by William the Conqueror's brother. You can see by the trees how windy it is today. Okay, now we're approaching the lime trees. I'm a little bit annoyed with myself because I have missed the flowering time of the lime trees. When lime is flowering, it has the most glorious smell. But I should have come earlier in the year to get the flowers. At the moment we can see it's got all its leaves, and it's also got its funny little leaves. That's where the flowers would have been. And you can see the flowers have fallen off and they've already set. And those will make little tiny weeny berries. Look at this beautiful tree. It's so pretty. As I said, the flowers are finished. But the lime flower is a really excellent, just a very gentle, calming plant, and also it's one of very few plants that is known through research to clean the arteries when they've got plaque inside them from maybe a build-up of fatty deposits. And I very often use lime flower in my clinic in mixes of tinctures with other circulatory herbs maybe, to improve people's circulation by trying to clean the arteries out. And I also use it if I feel that somebody needs relaxing very gently. For that reason, it is also a herb that I put into blood pressure mixes. But please remember not to self-medicate if you have got high blood pressure. It's a job for a professional. So I adore these lime trees, and they're the only ones that I have seen growing in East Sussex. There probably are others around and about, but these are the ones that I personally have seen, and I follow all year from flowering to winter when they're covered in snow. Here's the promised pellitory. It's called pellitory of the wall. It is a fantastic urinary system cleanser. I have used it very successfully in my clinic to clean little stones out of the urinary system. Gravel is really painful and can cause big problems because it can block ducts. And I've used pellitory to clean the gravel out of the urinary system. An added bonus here is the tormentil growing. You can see this little yellow flower and the fingered leaves here. Tormentil is another plant that's used very commonly in clinic, and it is an astringent plant because it's very high in tannins, and so you use it to tone up the digestive system. I don't use it fresh, I don't use pellitory or tormentil fresh, use them both in tincture form, but if you've got it growing in your garden or on a wall near you, providing nobody objects to you picking it, you could use it fresh. But again, the warning is, make sure you know what the plant is, make sure you know what you're picking, and make sure you know what you are doing with it. Otherwise, leave it alone, let the professionals do it for you. If you scan along the wall here, you can see there's loads of pellitory growing in different crevices, and also ivy, and if we go the other way, there's the common mallow growing, there's also plantain growing out of the walls. So astoundingly, even though stone walls don't have much nutrition in them, there are many plants that don't mind growing anywhere really. We finish this walk now, but please come and visit my website and find out more information about the herbs that we've looked at, and also have a look at the YouTube video. Love to see you on my other herb walks, and I really hope that you enjoy them as much as I enjoy doing them.